fever dream. Charts align like stars in space. Fingers twitch, it's a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clean, living life on this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clean, living life on this money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Yeah, yeah. This money machine. Yeah, this money machine. Yeah, yeah. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Play, I'm feeling proud. Money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Perfect. Eyes locked on the glowing screen. Numbers flash like a fever dream. Charts align like stars in space. Fingers twitch, it's a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clean, living life on this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clean, living life on this money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Pivots turn, play.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me a sound check. All good. Let me know if you guys hear me, see me. Let me make sure I see you guys on the screen. Kevin is like, yeah, we can definitely work out to that music. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Everybody having a good day? 5 by 5. Is that like what does that mean? And where does that come from? Good morning, Wally. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day. So we're gonna do all trend marathon today. Just gonna take trend trades, win, lose, or die, for a whole bunch of reasons, but really just most importantly, to really practice the ability to trade trend in to scalp in trend. And we're really going to do two types of trades: momentum trend trades and retrace trend trades, what I call trend value trades. So let's establish what is trend. First of all, trend right now, from our definition, is short-term moving average above long-term moving average. That's the dominant trade. As long as we're above here, the only trades we want to take is longs or flats. Like we either want to be long or flat, depending on where the price action is showing us. And there are two ways we can enter the longs. The way that I really, really like entering the longs, because it provides, in my opinion, really, really good value propositions and very, very high resolution trades. Yesterday, the resolution rate was on this particular setup that I'm about to show you. I think it was 17.2. It was close. Let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say 7 out of 8, just to round it out. I think it was actually 9 out of 10, but let's just say 7 out of 8 as far as resolution goes. And the idea of value at trend, which is just basically, getting the retrace, is we're in an uptrend, right? Hang on a second, guys. Let me just make sure that I'm synchronized with my video. We're right now in an uptrend. A purple dot, a dot that is a sell-off dot, right, is a perfect opportunity for us to get long right over here. Where's my little thing? Here it is. I wanted to get long here. I actually got long a little bit here. I got long the next candle because I kind of missed it, which I sort of gave myself a better trade entry than the one I had. And it's very, very quiet markets. Markets are really, really choppy. It doesn't mean that this structure could work very well today. I don't think anything could work very well today because it's just hurry up and wait day as everybody waits around for NVIDIA. But what this did, and I'm actually, as you can see, guys, I'm done on the trade, right? Everybody sees this. It's so slow trading today that you can actually see my trades. It's almost like Asia session trading. So this was like I guess a 10-minute trade. We came in at 6:07, came out at 6:12. The actual trade should have been about 7 points, but whatever. I like the mix and match approach. The original approach for me is that anytime I'm doing a momentum trade, I'm doing a single entry with a 15-point stop and a 5-point target, right? And anytime I'm doing a retrace trade, a trade where I'm going, essentially I'm doing a counter trend trade in trend. I'm buying as something is getting sold because I'm relying on the fact that the trend is going to rescue me. I'm relying on the fact that we're going to trade with a trend. I'm supposed to be buying with a 7-point target and a 20-point stop. But I kind of just realized just actually sometimes the best ideas come from mistakes, that the best way to manage this is the first entry should be at 515. And if that gets done, great. And if it goes against you, minus 7 points, then you can come in with the second entry at 720 and synchronize your stops and targets. And you guys will see how I do this as we go along. But the basic idea is you're trying to buy at value. And you can see, literally value over here. Purple, buy here, win here, right? Purple, buy here, win here. If you bought here and then purple, buy here, win here. So you're like 3 wins in a row, right? Just within the last hour. If I was just using my 515, that's $300 in 1 hour that I would have had just by focusing on the retrace trade. And I like that. I think that's a really, really good looking approach. It's really, I feel like it should be the dominant approach of what we're doing. Hey, Steve, nice to see you. Ben says 5x5 means loud and clear. Where's that come from, Ben? Is that like a military term? Wow. Christopher did a lot more work than I did. And he said he backtested the retrace mode, which is the mode that we're talking about. It had more than 2 profit factor for the last 2 months, meaning like it was the profit factor was 2 or was twice as profitable as the momentum trade. But either way, whatever it was positive results. It was really, really positive results. Thank you for doing the work, which of course I'm too lazy to do, Christopher. Thank you. So we know empirically, that it absolutely works on a day-to-day basis. Especially, look, what we need, as I said, we need a half an hour or longer of trend. If we have that pattern, we are assured of winning on the retrace move, which is why I kind of really like it, because if we just have that one regime component, we just need a trend regime component. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get it. You're going to have chop, like you're going to have sometimes crap like this, or you're going to have a reverse regime component where basically, you do a V-shaped move, right? And if you're doing a V-shaped move, what happens in that particular structure is you're absolutely going to get stuffed. You're going to sell the bottom over here. So you sell this at 77, you're stopped, right? This particular trade actually did resolve. So if you sold over here, and then you could average up 98 to not even, no, it was like 4 points of average. No, you just did 98. It was really, really slow. I mean, in this environment, it was just, you really had very little work here. But if you sold 98, it did eventually go down to 91 after about an hour, and that thing did resolve. But it's almost obvious at that point that you're kind of in a V-shaped recovery. So you can use your judgment as to whether you want to take it or not. I want to modify something here. Just 1 second here, guys. Off. Okay, I'm taking Christmas tree labels off just to make it easier for us to look at stuff. And he says that was around the 9 to 11 hour, which is, so think about that. That is absolutely the optimal hour to trade. The 9 to 11 hour, or let's just say, I would say 8 to 11, which is where we're at right now. That's why I'm doing marathons now. Yes. So the purple, Tony, we're buying the purple dots only if the short is above the 200 SMA, and we're selling the white dots only if it's below, right? I joke around that I say it's a trend trade at value, because what you're doing is you're buying the near-term sell-off to get as good a price as possible in an uptrend. You're trying to get a cheap price in an uptrend for a move back up. You can literally see all of this happening, all the time, right? So that's the retrace value trade. That's the one trade that we know. That's the one type of trend trade we want to do. And then there's the second trend trade that I want to do with you guys. And there's actually 2 variants of that on the charts. The simplest, cleanest, interesting momentum. And this is just pure momentum. Here we are. So to think about it simply, in a retrace trade, we're buying the lows, right? The candle comes down to the lows. We're buying the lows in an uptrend. And in a momentum trade, we're buying the highs in an uptrend, right? We're buying the breakout. So imagine this is a breakout signal because here we have a positive trend. We have a slope change from red to green. We have a fresh green slope, fresh short-term green slope, right? Fresh short-term green positive trade. And we have a momentum breakout, and we're going to get long here. I'm not long here right now because it's, I just want to show you the mechanics. I don't really want to manage this trade right now. Oops, sorry, guys. I'm also tired as hell today because we had a really good webinar last night, but it really kept me late last night. I hope everybody really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. If you guys want to watch that webinar, Kathy is going to send out an email in just a few minutes so you guys can watch it on replay, okay? Anyways, what am I talking about? So that's the momentum breakout trade, right? Maybe I should actually, you know what we're going to do? Let's delete this because I don't want you. So this is momentum breakout trade. First trade in a short-term positive slope segment, right? Every time slope changes, we have a new segment. In this case, new segment over here. This is where I would have been a buyer here to the upside. Boom, that would have been the momentum trade. Give me a yes if you guys are vibing and understanding what I'm saying. So we have the retrace trade. We have like the first strong momentum. The first punch is the strongest trade, right? Everybody getting that? Okay, very, very cool. And then there's an interesting variant. An interesting pattern variant that I kind of want to show you all across the chart structure. And right now, all I'm showing you is positive trades because we're an uptrend, right? Because we're just an uptrend, right? If we go to downtrend, I'll show you negative trades. But it's the flip side to the other side. Excuse me. But the other really interesting pattern, and you guys are going to laugh at me because it's kind of like Christmas tree, but I would call it it's an extended Christmas tree. And what I mean by that is, the Christmas tree pattern that we have is kind of very, very strict. It requires a white dot, green dot right next to each other as a breakout pattern. But if you sort of look back, we're like in a down pattern. I don't want to show you last. Well, you could see last night's action too. I mean, here's a good example. Yeah, I guess this is as good an example as I'm going to get you. Just ignore everything but the following pattern. So what I'm looking for is I have an uptrend, right? We already have that determined. And then all I'm looking for in terms of a very simplistic structure is I'm looking for a white dot followed by a green dot. Doesn't have to be right next to it. Doesn't even have, it can have a million different other things. As long as there's a white dot, green dot sequence, I want to take that green dot. Boom, I'm up. Here's a white dot, green dot sequence. Boom, I want to take that up, right? Here's a white dot, green dot sequence with a whole bunch of candles in between. Boom, I want to take that up, right? And here's a white dot, green dot sequence that stops me out. So when is it enough? When is it kind of enough so that you don't buy the top? My sort of suggestion is two sequences like this per segment. So this is a segment, right? So here's the first one, boom, and it can start even before, it can start off the red to the green. It's fine. So long as you just do no more than two. One, boom, boom. It's kind of like, eating your dessert, but eating it in qualified things. So here's a good example. White dot, green dot, you long over here at 621, hit your target. This is a white dot, then there's no green dot. The segment switches. The segment switches, so you don't have a trade. Now here we go. Segment switches, white dot, green dot, boom. You long over here at 15, boom. You hit 20, you're good to go. Segment switches, white dot, green dot. You long over here at, what the fuck is this? 11, 12. I think you survived the stop. Yeah, you survived the stop, and it comes up over here as a trade. So you'll see it as we traded. But I think it's a really cool. It's a much more relaxed pattern than sort of like it's got to be next to each other. But it's a very viable pattern to do this, right? So there's three possible structures. In order to keep our life simple, I'm going to just try and trade the purple dots and the white dots, green dots pattern today. All of them absolutely with trend. So if we're falling for the next half hour, we're just going to do nothing in NASDAQ. We're not going to be heroes and trade counter trend, as tempting as it is. Okay, that's the only condition for trading today. But otherwise, we're going to trade, trend scalp only, just to see or just to show you how much better of an edge that is if we can just simply stay to trend. So what's going on right now? What's going on right now is I'm gonna go here. What's going on right now is I thought I had a purple dot over here coming up, and if I did, I would have been I could have made a possible buyer. Now, what else do I want to show you? Let's do this so that we don't really get too distracted, right? Let's go to a two-panel view. I'm going to get rid of this right now. Let's go to two-panel view. The second panel will be gold, right? And I'm going to get rid of this. And all we're going to do, my camera's in my way. I'm moving my camera here. Okay, I'm sort of at a side angle here, but you don't really care, what I sound, what I look like. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the gold trades on wealth charts. We're going to take the NASDAQ trades on Trade of 8, and we're going to follow, and we're going to just simply watch them both. We're not going to switch charts. We're not going to, dick around. This is going to give us a full vision view. We got plenty. For example, here's the gold. No, sorry, this was not a. Look at me. I'm already. The pattern here, if we're trading, the pattern here is negative, right? A purple dot, red dot, the negative pattern. If I sold 25 twos, I easily, would have made. I'm basically looking for like about 8 ticks, right? 8 ticks on this. What's my gold stops and targets? 8 32s. That was more than enough for me to have made this trade, right? So gold right now. Still negative trend, but clearly in a regime change. All maybe trying to change itself to the positive. I didn't realize gold is that close to 3,500. Man, it's really interesting. Oh, and now we have a purple dot on this in NASDAQ, right? So I bought NASDAQ here on a retrace basis at 614 with a 5 target, and if this comes down to 607, I'm going to buy a second lot at my second entry to give me a blended number and try to resolve it obviously on a blended basis on the idea. And the basic thesis here is that on a retrace trade, you very often have to really, the value doesn't immediately show up. The value sometimes it takes a while for the selling to stop and then buying to resume. So you have to give yourself 2 chances of resolving this. Whereas with momentum, it's either going to go or not go, right? There's the whole point of momentum is it's going to take off or not. On a retrace trade, it's looking for a bottom before it begins to reverse itself. So you want to give yourself more opportunity to try to resolve that trade on a repair basis. Yeah, you always wait for a candle timer, because remember, Chris. Sorry, where's Chris's thing? Yeah, you always wait for a candle timer, and the reason for that, Chris, is because it's not a white dot until the candle closes. It's just it's like a 3-card Monte, right? It's not really a trade or a signal until the candle completes, because then only then do you actually see it working, right? So what time is it now? Oh man, I forgot that it's. Do we have news today? Did I just walk myself into news? I'm showing you all these setups, and I forgot to actually look at the news. I don't think we have anything. Today is pretty quiet. Barking, talking. What do you guys think about this? I think this story is interesting from so many angles, right? And I can really see both points of view on this story. Oh, it's 609. If it comes down to 607, I want to be a buyer here. I actually want to. It's 99. So what is that? 99. It should be 94. There we go. This should be my proper stop. 607. All right, I'm a buyer here. All right, so I have a second entry over here. I want to put my exit over here. And where's my? And I'm going to put my sell stop over here. So now I'm kind of just managing this trade. It could easily crash. It's Chop City here. So this one could totally fail us. It's fine. The point being is, I totally lost my train of thought here. What was I talking about before? What's a difference? Different plan in Apex. There's no difference. There's Wealth Charts is a tiny bit cheaper, like $3 or $4 cheaper. The key difference is how you want to trade. Trade-Evade integrates with TradingView. This retrace is really going to test us. We'll see if this was a value trade or this was just a big reversal trade, right? So that's exactly the key point. Retrace can turn into a reversal, right? That's our big risk, and that's we always take that as a under account. But as I showed you, there was 1, 2, 3 successful retraces, right? I'm just in a way I probably should have stopped and not taken this retrace, because the other thing I was going to tell you is I really only want to take 3, no more than 4 retraces per slice, just like I only want to take 2 momentum trades per slice in order to avoid unnecessary stops. But I'm showing you trades, so we'll work our way out of it. We'll have to eat this loss if it doesn't, if it completely reverses. We'll see. So there's no difference. The difference is just different platforms. Wealth Charts has everything integrated into the platform, including charting and trading, which makes it really, really good. But the indicator is on both platforms. It's on Wealth Charts and it's on TradingView. It's just what you prefer as a trader. Trade-Evade also. I know what I want to talk about. The Fed. Trade-Evade is also its own platform. So you could trade either off TradingView charts or you could trade on Trade-Evade. Okay, I'm showing you Trade-Evade right now, guys, on the platform. Okay, so you could trade on Trade-Evade, which this is just simply the ladders on Trade-Evade. It's very, very fast. I really like it because it's got a really, really fast feed, and it does integrate with TradingView, which is we'll write all of the indicators for TradingView. Okay, does that explain the 2 differences? I'm going to get tagged out on this trade. Okay, Gold turning positive trend. So now we're going to, try and trade the trades. Okay, we're stopped out on these trades. And it looks like maybe we're going to reverse to the downside. So we'll try to look for reversal trend trades if we can. So the Fed, Trump and the Fed. Yes, I think there's like a legitimate argument to be made that you don't necessarily want the president interfering with the Fed. Although having said this, every president has always tried to interfere with the Fed. It's just that Trump is much less subtle about it. He's much more New York about it. He doesn't, smile and try to stab you in the back. He stabs you in the heart with an ice pick. So whether you like it or not, I think it's just a matter of style rather than substance. Every president has wanted to control what the Fed is doing because obviously it affects their electoral chances. The more interesting question to me is that it's absolutely clear that Governor Cook committed a crime. Like, there's no doubt at all. It's literally in her own words. She committed mortgage fraud, which is a serious crime that regular citizens get prosecuted for all the time. It's a $3 billion problem for the thing. It's even more egregious because she is in charge of setting mortgage policy for the country. So irrespective of whatever Trump is doing, she's guilty and she cannot stay on the Fed. And there were many, many precedents on the Fed where governors, for example, I forget, there was Governor Fisher who was insider trading. Oh, I don't even think he was maybe he was insider trading. It wasn't proven that he was insider trading, but he was having a whole bunch of shady trades, and he resigned. Like, anytime you have ethical malfeasance that's been discovered by the Fed governors, they never simply stayed on the post because they claim discrimination or they claim whatever bullshit. Two things can be true at the same time: that the president is trying to control the Fed, and the Fed governor is a criminal. And I think you have to keep both of those things in mind in order to assess the situation. So that's why I find it very, very interesting as a situation. So I don't know. I'm interested what you guys think about all of this, because it's clearly becoming a big issue that's going on. NAS turning a little bit negative. We're today. I warn you guys, unfortunately, because Nvidia is coming out tonight, and I think that's really the key driver for direction. We may be very, very listless, in which case we won't get as many trades as we can, but we will take any trade that's legitimate for us to do. Yeah, well, nobody can claim. I have homes in New York and Jersey, and people tell me, oh, if you live in Jersey, you could claim that, you could pay lower taxes, all the bullshit. I never do that. I would never do that. It's and that's not even mortgage fraud, because when we took out the mortgage, we never claimed that this was going to be our primary residence when I bought the house in Jersey. But the point being is that yes, the evidence is damning. It's incontrovertible that she lied on her applications. Okay, and that, I think, is the other issue here that needs to be talked about. So yeah, but definitely it's yet another interesting week in Trump land. It's never a boring week when we have President Trump at the helm, right? We were talking about this yesterday in the webinar. So many people are new to trading. So many people have not traded Trump 1, so they're completely kind of like frazzled by these spikes, volatility spikes that come out of nowhere, and that's just par for the course. It would be a surprise if there weren't volatility spikes if they came out there. By the way, look at this unbelievable unwind. We're really really reversed. Now we're in negative trend. You see the moving average crossed over. Now we're just going to be looking for short trades in NASDAQ, and see if we can get those going. And we're looking for long trades in gold. That's what we're just looking for right now. Just a big ass sell off. Let's see if what's going on just on Twitter. I'm just curious to see. Hey, by the way, guys, let me see if I can. I'm just gonna. You guys gonna have to QR code this because everybody who was in the webinar yesterday is going to get the email. But if you weren't, let me just see if I can pull up the QR code. I'm actually curious. One of the things that we really, really want to do, I'm dying to do this with you guys, actually. Hang on, I'm just pulling out the data. Just bear with me a sec. Okay. All right. So sometime in October, we haven't set a date yet, but we really, really want to do live real market trading with you guys in Boca Raton, most likely at the Town Center Marriott. So if you are really if you're interested in just coming hang out with us, spending a couple of days learning how to trade, there's just no substitute to learning how to trade live. Even as as fun as YouTube is. Scan this. Let us know that that you might be interested in coming to the event, because if we can get enough interest, I can convince Apex to do this. This is like my little pet project. And Peter will be there, and David will be there, Kathy will be there. I'll drag her kicking and screaming, and I'll certainly be there. So let me know. Just scan this on the thing. If you guys are on Twitter, go ahead and scan this on Twitter, and let us know. Because if we get strong interest, we already have really much stronger interest than I thought. Okay, we got a purple dot in gold. Let's go for it. Buy market, right? We're long gold, and we're if gold comes down, where am I on the position here? I was going to say if it's going to come down, we're at 92 and we should be done. We're done super fast on gold. This was a classic. Hey, let me buy the value proposition, and we bought it, right? So that was a nice clean gold trade. I don't know if you guys caught it. It was super fast. But there it was, there's the gold trade. So what was this? This was basically, positive trend, buy value, quickly resolve it, and then, go do your thing. If I was coming in on like a little bit earlier, I would have been at 29. I would have been at 28, and I would have resolved it over here at 29. Either way, if with a single entry or a double entry, I would have been able to resolve it. And now it's really, really popping. Gold to me is actually a really good candidate for this, retrace trade. But remember, every retrace trade can turn into a reversal. So it's not, this isn't guaranteed, but it's just high probability. It's just high probability, right? And that's all you can ask for. Actually curious what this would have been. This would have been 25.9 against 24.9. Yeah, you would have made money on all of these trades. All right. So what do we got here? We got the first sell signal in slice, right? First sell signal in slice on NAS, $137 on the clock. So this is our first sell signal. If it holds, we're going to try and see if we can work this trade and take it. I said I only want to do purple reds, but I'll take either one of these momentum trades. We'll start doing, because I want to show you as many setups as possible on all of this. Yeah. Now I know there's a lot of people in Florida already. So if you're in Florida, there's zero fucking excuse for you not to come and hang out with us. But if you're close, or if you just like, honestly, guys, there's no more pleasant place in the world than Boca Raton in October. It's 75, beautiful, beaches are close, weather's great, food is awesome. You know, it's just a great place to be. So it's a great place to come out. I'll tell you a little secret. If you have your own business, it can easily be done as a, you know, this is not IRS advice, but you can certainly make it, you know, a business trip. A business trip. I'm using notarize and capitalize. What kind of name is that, my friend? Are you a grammarian or an accountant? I'm using 8 and 200. Okay, it really doesn't matter, but 8 and 200 is as good as any. We're using a 2-minute chart to sort of ascertain our this. Steve says replay came, so that's good. That's good. All right, so no sell point, you know, but it doesn't matter. It feels like, you know, we're building up for a little bit of a sell off here. Who knows? Honestly, I have zero vibe on the market today. Hard to say whether we're going to just do the you know, the roller coaster of what should I call it? The roller coaster of pain. You know what the roller coaster of pain is? When we're just oscillating over the 200 period SMA. Without any continuity. So every sell is a stop, every buy is a stop because there's zero continuity in the market. Hopefully we will not be enduring the roller coaster of pain today. We're not going to do it on the weekend. I think we want to try. I want to do it during live market hours. So we may do it. I mean, we'll certainly do, like, you know, it'll be a Friday. Oh, here we go. 36 seconds. 36 seconds. I want to get into my, let's see if I get queued on this. 24 seconds. Pretty deep sell-off on the move here. So let's see if we're going to be able to get into this trade. 16 seconds. All right, I'm in the trade. Target is 61.75. This is just it's a momentum trade. So momentum trades are a one entry only. You know, win, lose, or die. We ride. And we're going to go to 61.75 if we can get there. Stop is 81.75, right? So we came down. How hard did we come down to? 63. So we came, you know, 2 points on the move. This is the first momentum sell signal in the slice, right? In the slice. This is the red slice, so that's what we're taking. $8.43, 45 minutes to the open. How do you set up my X platform? I don't have an X platform. Are you trading? Top Step? Is that what you're doing? What if we split the trading modes to separate accounts? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't have the patience right now to do multiple accounts. But I kind of decided that, I'm just going to do all my trades in this one account because, well, when we're trading live, it's much more important for me to show. Like, I realized a whole bunch of stuff that was kind of interesting is that it's much, much more important. My whole job here is to make you hit the forehands, right? To show you how the forehand gets hit. My whole job is I'm not looking to win my tennis match against Alcaraz or Cynic, because I play my tennis match after I talk to you guys. Like, I'm coaching you guys right now. So if I'm coaching, my job is to make sure that you really hit the forehands correctly. So I want to enter into as many setups correctly as possible. As I said, win or lose or die, so you get an idea of what should be done. And then, you can take that and then turn it into your own success. But yes, I absolutely think, guys, Apex, I think it's the last day today. As I said, go out there and get at least 5 accounts, get the 50s, which will be good because you will need them and you can use them. You can switch around from momentum to retrace, from gold to NASDAQ. You can separate buys, just longs and shorts, however way you want to do it. It's absolutely critical that you separate the accounts so that you can manage risk across a portfolio instead of just a single account. It'll make your life so much better. But yeah, do it. But I'm just gonna show trades in one account so that you guys can really see the execution as much as possible. Because the biggest problem or the biggest mistakes I make with you guys is execution. And I don't want to, I want to show you as good an execution as possible on all this stuff. So this was whether this trade works or not, it was a legitimate, good, clean execution trade, right? So it just simply looks like, again, as I said, we're in the roller coaster of pain where we are not seeing any continuity. We had like 3 points of continuity, and then now it's retracing against us. However, we're also getting a retrace trade here, right? So this would be a legitimate retrace entry for us, which I'm actually going to do on a totally separate structure. And what I'm going to do is, if this one, I'm going to take this trade in this same account. If the momentum trade gets stopped out, we're still going to manage the retrace trade in a completely separate manner, but on the same account. Because what is this? This is a white dot in a downtrend. This is the retrace trade. So if this retrace trade stays here, we're going to take that retrace trade. And I think, one of the things you're probably going to see is that, well, hopefully we'll see, I have no idea, is that retrace trades tend to be higher probability than momentum trades, which is another thing that, where you can start weighing these ideas in size differently. Oh, X Pro, you talking about TweetDeck? I pay my $8 to Elon every month. All right, so again, we're gonna manage this retrace trade separately, guys. Right? So here's 5, 6, 7 seconds. I am gonna sell my retrace trade. I'm in. This is my retrace trade. This is my stop on the retrace trade. This is what I'm going to be managing here, and then there's the momentum trade on the bottom here, right? So 2 separate trades, just kind of on the same chart, just to give us perspective. Now, I'm in. Where did I come in here at 91? So that's 70. I'm in at 76. If this thing goes to, and by the way, on the retrace trade, it should be 96, right? 76, 96. If this thing goes to 82, I'm coming in for a second entry on the retrace trade. Yeah, That's the thing. I pay for it. George Soros is wonderful. That should be charged with RICO because of their support of violent protest and much more throughout the United States. Geez, yeah. It never ends. Okay. All right. As I said, if we get to 82, we absolutely want to be on this trade here. So review, we're short sells, and that obviously is getting very close to a stop out because momentum just kind of reversed. And then we're short again on the retrace trade. And this is our retrace, entry over here at 71. Stops and take profits are NQ for breakout. It's 5 by 15. So always the target is first, stop is second, or 20 by 60 in ticks. Okay, in ticks. If I do ticks, and then for retrace, it's a little bit more complicated. It's 7 by 20 or 28 by 80 in ticks. And then we add, if need be, at -7 points to entry. And then manage the whole thing, okay? So the retrace trade is a little bit more complicated. But that's what we do. I'll put this up here so you guys can screenshot it if you want. The best account in terms of risk reward is the 50,000. You're welcome to get the 100,000, but you have to make a lot more with a smaller risk budget. On a 50,000, your risk budget is 2,500, and you have to make 3,000. So it's pretty even risk rewards. Sorry, I'm watching this, guys. If it gets to 82, I want to be on my second entry on the retrace trade. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I'm also trying to keep my eye out on gold, but gold is very, very quiet. We almost hit my my retrace trade target. What was my target on this thing? We just came down 71.75, and I think what the fuck was this? Oh, 71.25. Literally missed it by half a tick. Wow, that was interesting. So we kind of missed the retrace trade by half a tick. You wouldn't, I mean, if we knew that ahead of time, would win always, right? All you can do is surmise. All you can do is make a probabilistic bet. That's why Christopher was talking about the 9/11 time frame, because during the 9/11 time frame, generally, that's when you will get those 1 hour, 2 hour long trend moves where the moving averages are directionally in one move or another move for a long duration, right? Duration is what we need, both direction and duration, right? And in many ways, duration is even more important, because you can have kind of flat direction but long duration, and that will rescue a lot of your trades. So you just simply make the bet that, okay, during market open, there's going to be some kind of market reaction from most people are going to decide whether they want to be buyers or sellers. That's going to translate into sustained move. And within that sustained move, that's where we have all of our opportunities. We're like the little we're like the little parasites that feed off the big whales, right? The big whales are going to be the institutions are going to, and banks are going to be moving the direction of the market with massive volume based upon a million inputs that they're doing. And we're just looking for opportunities, within that move to, to give us, to give us profits. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, Captain. No, Cap One. You could. I just go for the standard. You won't be. I don't think I'll steer you wrong if I tell you the 50. Almost everybody does the 50s. In fact, I would make the argument that if you're new, the 25 is perfectly okay. The key thing is you just have to learn how to trade smaller size on 25s. But 25 is a perfectly okay trade. Wow, man, is today brutal in terms of teasing us, huh? Look at this. Came in, the retrace trade not working. Okay, so the momentum trade gets stopped out, and now I'm looking for 82s to average into the retrace trade. And see if I can try to resolve that. But Jesus Christ, what a shitty little market. We can't even get 5 points out of the market today, which in a way it's expected. I warned you guys today could be a crappy day, but doesn't mean that we can't find at least setups. I can't say they're great opportunities, but at least we can find setups so you guys can actually see the setups. So, all right. So we're working the retrace setup, the momentum setup. One of the interesting things that you see, by the way, is that the only thing that seems to be working is the retrace setups because the momentum, there's just no momentum. And when there's no momentum, your only, opportunity is to buy at value and try to resolve quickly, right? What's my target? 7150. 7150. Oh, yeah, we came out. That's right. It came in here 77. Right. Gets up to 82. We're gonna add to the position. There's a gold trade here. So I kind of have to watch both things. 22 seconds left. Purple gold trade. Not exactly like, gold is also like in a strong uptrend, but it's, it is a value proposition. 83. Okay, sold this. Let's sell this. We're going to move this up here. We're going to move this up here. And now we're going to go to gold and try to buy gold. Okay, we bought gold on a retrace basis at 28.8. And if it comes down to 27.8, we'll buy some more gold. And gold works like a charm. Gold, again, resolves. Whereas, NASDAQ is dicking around. So the gold trade worked very, very nicely. NASDAQ is putzing around, doing its thing. $77.75 is my target. Stops are at 96.25. We'll see what happens. So recap, we came in on a retrace here. We had it at 7 points higher. This is our break-even level, and this is where I'm trying to buy everything back. On the trend is negative, so we're selling the retrace negative trend, right? Over here on gold, trend is positive. We had a big flush down. We bought this, and it was resolved very quickly in like less than 10 seconds. So gold is working a lot easier for us today than NASDAQ. Guys, don't forget coaching tomorrow. If you guys want my coaching, let me show you what that is. Because the cool thing is, it's not just my coaching. I roped off Kathy. So this is a 6-month deal. Every Thursday we have coaching, obviously. So that's very valuable for everybody who wants to pass the prop with me. But Kathy's forex trading is also included in there, and she does coaching every single day. So I read that into the package, which is really amazing. It's basically like a $3,000 package with her coaching, my coaching, her fundamental course, her tools, and all the tools that that I have here, including all the wealth charts tools and the trading view tools. And I'm going to give you $97 back, so you can go buy Apex accounts. So you actually fund your Apex accounts for nothing with this deal. It's a really, really good deal. If you want to take advantage of it, I just put the link in here. I'm really hoping that you guys can take advantage of it. All right, gold, white dot, maybe green dot coming up on a positive move. I'm going to just do a gold version here for you guys in case you. So GC would be. It's really not. It's not in points anymore. So GC would be. It's just basically 8 ticks to 32 ticks, right? And retrace is the same thing, except and we're going to add 10 ticks to entry. So if it drops $1 against me, I want to be a buyer in that retrace trade. Oh, sorry, never mind. That's just a late move off the NAS. Oh, so gold, 34 seconds, white dot, green dot, right? Momentum trade. Let's have fun with that. We're going to go. Oh, look at that. Our NASDAQ got resolved finally. So now it gives us plenty of opportunity to get into gold. 19 seconds left. White dot, green dot, positive trend. Let's see if we can make it rain. So NASDAQ actually resolved, which was nice. 4 seconds left, 2 seconds left, long. Okay, so we're long here. Where's the position? We're long at 31.3. This is a single entry trade. It either works or it doesn't work. We either get momentum or we don't get momentum. 32.1 is the exit on this. Oops, sorry, guys. I always have a really hard time controlling the, because it's so sensitive to, no, this way. Okay. So, you guys can see this. We're over here. I think you guys are kind of seeing one interesting thing in this whole little experiment is you're seeing that the retrace trades are working almost universally, whereas the momentum trades really, really suffering because we just don't have any momentum today. That makes perfect sense. It's one of those kind of things you want to think about. Okay, this is the second momentum trade here, right? I'm going to get rid of these guys, because these are annoying. And we'll start watching. So 54 seconds in NAS, legit trade for us to, because remember, it's a purple dot, red dot, right? That's whether it's one after the other, which is a classic Christmas tree trade, or separated. That's the momentum we want to trade. So we have a momentum and negative momentum in NASDAQ. We have positive momentum in gold, which is against us right now, and we're just letting it float. I think, let me just see, the positive momentum in gold is at 32.1. And if that hits, that hits. But we're watching NASDAQ here to see if I can get the red trade move. Yes, Cap, I do a marathon every Wednesday. We're doing this every Wednesday. 2 seconds left. I'm in the trade. Okay, so momentum trade in NASDAQ, target is 63.25, right? 63.25. And we're done. So now we're starting to pick up a little bit more of trend momentum. And hopefully you guys, see that staying with trend, good, bad, or indifferent, just simply really helps me stay on the edge. So yeah, we had one nasty little trade here on NAS, but literally everything else resolved, right? And gold resolved too. And maybe even gold might even resolve on this trade. Let's see. Where's my gold? We're at 32.2. So really, we need a little pump on the gold here, but we might be getting there soon. Yes. If you guys are listening to us, and if you guys are watching us, we trade every single day, but on Wednesdays we do marathons. So bring all your friends, bring everybody, learn how to do this. And oh, come on, baby, come on. Oh, look at that. It just popped up to 1 and did not sweep me. It's really annoying. Come on. You know what? We're going to flatten out. I'm just going to take the trade. Half a loaf is better than none. That was a good momentum trade. We took it. Let it be, right? Now we're going to chill out a little bit more. I'm going to get rid of all these past trades so they're not annoying on the screen, but you can, it just helps for you to see exactly what we're doing. It helps you guys to see clearly the setups. That's the whole point, right? Anyways, what I was going to say is, yes, please bring all your friends, because we trade live. You get to see these trades all the time in real market action. I don't hide anything. It creates really good trading habits, hopefully, and gives you the opportunity to trade with these tools. As I said, if you want the tools, it's all part of our coaching. You can get them anytime you like. If you're part of the coaching, just come in here and join us. Then you get 6 months. You're going to become a superstar by then. Almost everybody who's in coaching who I've had has already passed at least one eval on their way within a month or two of being in coaching. So it's been like the best thing about it. Anyways, are we digging trading with trend? Is everybody appreciating the power of trend trading? That we're just, we're not doing stupid counter trend trades. We're not trying to bottom fish. We're not trying to do anything else. This was a little tough, that we got clipped, but hey, it's early in the day. We got plenty of time. Christopher says NQ is the best instrument when it comes to dots. Well, so it depends. I think look at gold trading the retrace dots, trading the purple dots. It's been really great today, right? I think generally, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think the retrace approach is or value at trend. My favorite euphemism for it. Value at trend approach. It really sounds like corporate speak, right? Is GC another momentum trade? It's not, because this was the momentum trade. Remember, I said you want to do only one momentum per slice, especially like the only momentum that I want to do 2 momentum per slice is the white green, right? So I mean, this probably could work, but I'm restraining myself from taking it. The most important part, by the way, about this is when you have these two, the momentum trade and the retrace trade, you have lots and lots of opportunities. And the most important part is actually minimizing your opportunities, not maximizing them. Because maximizing the opportunities inevitably results into a buying the top, selling. I'm trying to avoid tripping the trade. Like this was, unfortunately, I couldn't avoid this, but this was we tripped the trade. We sold the bottom here. And honestly, I mean, the thing that kind of sucks about this is what was the close here? This was 66. No, it would have stopped me out. I was going to say if I had a 20-point stop, it would have, I would have been able. No, it stopped me out even on a 20-point stop. There was no way of getting around it, and that's just the nature of the beast. You're going to have some crappy trades. Hey, Dustin. Hey, Gloria. Good morning, everybody. So that's the scoop, my friends. Another retrace note in NAS, although it's 9/11, it's pre-market. And as I said, it really looks like it's just, I call it, the roller coaster of death, right? Where we're just circling around the 200 SMA with very, very little ability to have continuity, which is what kills us. Yeah, it is a possible retrace setup. You're right, Christopher. And we can give it a shot. 4, 5, 7 seconds left. All right, I'm in. We're in on this trade, right? And it should be 84 plus 5 should be 89 on the stop. Okay, and basically I'm in at, what am I in? 69. So 76 would be my second entry if I need to have this. Everybody really liked the live last night. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Definitely going to do a lot more with David. And as I said, if you guys, is this the one? Yes. If you guys want to scan this for Boca, let us know that you're interested in coming. Please let me know. Just scan this and fill out the form, and please let me know. And that'd be really, really cool. All right, 64 is a target on this. And we're done. Again, how many retrace trades do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 retrace trades in the first hour. I mean, that's not bad, right? That's not bad. All right, hour and a half, 9:13. Probably now I'm going to chill a little bit until the market opens up. I mean, gold is flirting with the retrace buy. And what I say to you about the retrace buys, you want to do 2 in a slice. I guess it's a relatively decent slice. So I'll take it. Let's just play around with this. Where are we? Buy. 11 seconds left. 6 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, buy. All right, I'm in at 32s. If this comes down to 31s, I'm going to add a little bit to the retrace trade in gold, and then we'll see how that goes out. What was cool, Christopher? What's cool? The Boca thing or something else? So if you're trading wealth charts, the cool thing about wealth charts is everything is integrated, right? The buy sell ladder, there we go. Come on. There we go. And what was that? There was another retrace. How many are you guys keeping track? Is that like 6 retrace trades won, or trend at value? Yeah, those retrace trade wins. Yeah. Now we're going to call them trend at value. I'm going to become very corporate with you guys. We're going to become okay. So let's just kind of focusing on this. And I know it's it's kind of a bullshit rule, but this is sort of my view on this thing. This is let's get a little bit bigger. I want to show you this kind of because this is a good thing for us to kind of examine. So this is a red slice, right? We're at negative trend, red slice over here, right? I told you guys, if I'm trading momentum trades, I kind of actually honestly like the purple dot, red dot, even more than the label trades, right? But whatever is the rule, you only want to do one momentum trade per slice, or 2 purple dot, green dot trades. They're both momentum dots, but they're different kind of momentum trades. The reason why I give myself the permission to give 2 per slice, right? So I'm not going to take this sell. This probably could work, but I'm not going to take it. The reason why I give myself the permission to do 2 per slice is because the underlying function here, in terms of what it's showing you, is I'm coming from high to low, high to low. High to low suggests to me that there's more low to go. Just when we go the other way, when we're in the uptrend, I go from low to high, low to high. That means there's more continuity to go. Whereas with this, it's a pause burst, right? It's a pause burst. Since we already had like our momentum move, I'm definitely not going to take the second one here. But regardless, if you just simply say, I'm only going to take label trades, just going to take label trades and forget everything else, then yes, you would take only this one, as this would be your first label trade within slice. It's probably, to be honest with you, it's probably a pretty good trade to take. But given how shitty the continuity market has been today, I'm leery of it. So I'm only really interested in taking purple red dots or the retrace trades as they go. But that just kind of gives you a very, very granular view of my thoughts about where I want to be taking this. Cap, if you want to get the dots indicator, you just got to join our coaching. I'm just putting the link in here. If you're part of coaching, you get the indicator. That's the attraction. Sandy is asking me for settings. Good question. It's not, so if you go on the dots indicator, it's really not about changing the settings, it's just suppressing extraneous information. So the first thing I've done is if I go into the Christmas label settings, I just suppress the labels. So I don't have any Christmas trade. Not that you can't have them. I just don't want to have too many things on my chart, right? That's all I've done. That's number one. And then if I go into the pause burst settings, I just want to set them to trend only. So that means they only show up as sells underneath and buys above. And I don't have anything. I don't have any sells or buys underneath the trend. So it just keeps it very, very clean and kosher. That's all I did. Those are the only 2 modifications to the default settings. Okay? Let me know if that's clear to you guys. So we got 15 minutes to the or 10 minutes to the open. We'll hang tight. Remember, the open is always going to be a cluster mess. So we'll just let it go by. We're not going to take any more trades. Actually, over here, the settings, I haven't suppressed it. So what I want to do is I want to suppress this to off and say, okay, this way I don't have Christmas tree traded settings either. So it just creates a nice clean chart. That's all it is. Yeah, like, the answer is yes. But Santiago, the answer is always yes on yesterday, right? When we have it, it's always like, if I think it's going to be a strong trend. So when would I do this? It's actually a good question. Sorry, guys. I made the mistake of trying to chew gum and talk at the same time. That's clearly not going to work. Really good question. When can we have a reasonable idea of trend, right? That's really the key question. Because what Santiago is asking is, what if we have a really, really strong trend? If we have a really, really strong trend, then these white-green dots can work for 3, 4, 5 times in a row. They, the trend can just really, really rock and roll up. You could have 2 hours worth of upward price movement, and then you're guaranteed every single trade is going to work. So the question is like, the implication, the implied statement in that question is, when do I think there's going to be a long trend? And my answer to you is that the only way you can have any degree of confidence that there'll be a couple of hour long duration trend is if we have a massive piece of news that's affecting the market, right? On days when we have big news, that news is going to have waves and waves of flow. And even that is not a guaranteed idea, because very often, sometimes we'll have a big piece of news, and then another big piece of news completely opposite to this news comes in, so the waves change. But even when we have those days and the wave change from, let's say, selling to buying, the buying wave is going to maintain itself for an hour or two. So, let's say the news counteracts and then it goes up the other way around, you can catch the buying wave. So the only reasonable answer to that is, since I can't forecast the market, is I can project only against news, right? And news, by the way, can be obviously economic indicators. Like, let's say we'll just have inflation data and it's really, really horrible. If it's really horrible, it's probably going to have a 2 or 3 hour sustained impact on the market. Sometimes it'll have the whole day's worth of sustained on the market. Or it could be, Trump saying something, and that will have a sustained impact on the market. I'm happy to show you how I traded. Kathy did the same thing too. When Lisa Cook was fired, was that Monday night? And there was like a really big move in the equity market. I'm going to show you, since we're not going to do any trades, it's a good idea. So we're not going to do trades for the next 10 minutes. I can actually take you back to Monday and show you. So let's go full screen. Let me go back to Monday, right? Okay, so where's the spike? Is this where Lisa, am I right? She gets fired at 7:30. Am I wrong? When the hell did this? Oh, no. No, wait. Hold on. When the hell did this happen? When did she get fired? Oh, man. Now I got to go to my feed. Okay, hang on a second. Let's go. Okay, let's go to my feed. I gotta actually remember when the hell she got fired. So go to my profile. By the way, feel free to follow me if you like it. I'd love for you to follow me. I post on anything, but I will post market comments as well. Where the fuck is this? By the way, is a really good comment. I totally agree with it. Okay, so blah blah blah. Where is Lisa Cook? No. Okay, so this is Monday. I could have sworn it was Monday night. Yeah. Okay. So what time was this? Ah, damn it. No. Ah, I can't. It doesn't tell me the time. I could have sworn it was this move. Was it really? It was a much bigger move than this. This is Sunday night. Maybe I'm. Oh, I know where I'm at. I'm just simply. This is all. It was Monday night to Tuesday. That's where I'm at. I'm on the wrong. I'm on the wrong side of. It was Monday night to Tuesday. I was like, that's why I can't find it. Okay, so we're gonna go through Monday. Here we go. That's Lisa Cook getting fired. I'm like, holy shit, where's this thing? Okay, so this one I want to show you. So this is Lisa Cook getting fired, right? That's big news. Everybody watching this? Yeah, Monday 8 p.m. I'm sorry, guys. You know, it's just get to bear with my idiocy. So she gets fired. That's a big piece of news. That really creates or gives you confidence that there's some sustainability in trend. So if you just think about this, if we're kind of play this around, come on, what happened? Well, for some reason it took me back here. I just want to run this with you guys. Come on, get back here. Okay, Lisa Cook gets fired. So if you think about this, that's a negative trend story. We're negative trend to the 200. Look at this. Power move, purple dot, red dot, sell winner. Purple dot, red dot, sell winner, right? If you had another one, you probably could have taken another one. Purple dot, red dot over here, actually still sell winner. Purple dot, red dot here, still sell winner, right? It was only after like 3 or 4 hours that the selling signals began to lose their efficacy, and even not much, because purple dot, red dot here, you were at 48. Yeah, maybe this is the one. This is the signal that failed, but then this one continued to succeed. So you really had like 2 or 3 hours of very decent continuity before eventually, we went back to Asia session Asia session death. But post news, this setup is like a money setup, money setup, and it was super easy to trade it when we were in it. All right, guys, where are we now? We're 27, 927, so we're close to the thing. By the way, it looks like that sell trade actually would have worked, right? We did have that continuity trade barely worked. Yeah. Anybody take that sell signal over here? You sold the 55s and actually went down to 50, and you actually made a little bit of money. All right, market open. Let's see what the market brings us. But are you guys following my ideas here? That news creates that trend expansion, And the dots give you the great entries for that, for that structure. I think I traded, I think I did like this account over here, the 27 account, like almost $1,000 on this account right here, just off that news, and then we just left it alone. Okay, let's go back to this one. That's my little show me trend account. And now we're starting to expand a little bit. News, market open showing us a little bit of selling pressure. 29 seconds. Now, is it going to be dump and bump? Are they going to do another rug pull where they drop it and then they bring it back up? Probably. We always love to watch the market open because there's always a fake out. If the market is up, they're going to drop it. If the market is down, maybe they rally it. Let's see. If they don't rally it, that's actually kind of a bad signal for the market. That means that, all right, so was it, 540 to the drop, really very, and now we're rallying it a little bit. We actually, so within this structure, right, if this comes up with a big white dot, we probably have a reasonable chance here to do a retrace trade on this. Oh, this one is not configured properly because I want this only trend only. Okay. Gold coming right back down. But everything is just really, really choppy. What do you think? We're going to break the 500 in the next half hour? Should we do a little side bets since we're so bored, nothing else is going on here? Yeah, it's a 3-1 exactly, Alan. I mean, we're looking to do like 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9 winning trades. Yes, we're looking to do high probability resolution trades. $31 seconds left. Did I say that, who's over under on the 500? Oh, this is, I got to tell you, so where's my feed? I got to show you my feed. This was literally the funniest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's kind of dark humor, but I really, really thought it was funny. What the hell is this? This was great. Oh, by the way, I'm rewatching such a great show. House of Lies, such a great fucking show. But it really reminded me of the whole Cracker Barrel thing. Cracker Barrel spent $700 million, $30 million on consultants alone for the rebranding of their logo, which is just insane because there are people that use ChatGPT that came up with better logos, for free in 5 seconds. But it just really reminded me of House of Lies, which is the whole business of management consulting, which is like literally the most useless business in the world. It's just hilarious. But anyways, if you can watch it on Netflix, you'll really enjoy it. Where is this thing? I just want to find it. This was really, really funny. Let me see if I can find it. This is it. This is great. This was, let me see. Betting another $100 that the gambling addiction hotline takes under 2.5 rings to answer. I thought that was classic. That kind of like, that spoke to me. Yes. So gold coming back down on a little bit of a sell-off. Not much going on here. NAS is negative trend still. So got to respect, we're going to respect the trend, even though it's really not respecting us at this point, doing nothing, but very, very quiet. Today is obviously very quiet because the big directional cue is going to come out of NVIDIA. And it'll be interesting to see because it's not just that they report earnings, it's what they're going to forecast forward. There's a lot of angst about the fact that AI may have been overspent and overbuilt. It'll be interesting to see what they say as far as the demand for their stuff and whether that cycle continues. And if there's any kind of negative, I think we're going to see 23,000 in tomorrow on a sell-off. NVIDIA is aftermarket. Yes, correct. Yeah. Wally and Dustin enjoying my macabre sense of humor. Anybody ever see House of Lies, like when they originally aired? Anybody ever watch that show? So we're in a wonderful 4-point range, literally 4 minutes after the market opens, with like little directional clues here. Did you like it, Fabio? Did you think it was good? I thought it was hilarious. It's a great show. Really well written. Also, Don Cheadle lives in my neighborhood, so I see him all the time. He's actually he's small. I think he's like 5'9". He's tiny. He was such a great actor. All right, retrace. Let's get physical here, guys. Let's and I'm losing the white dot. 30 seconds. We get up to 62, 63. Maybe we get a retrace move here. Yeah. Nothing. Retrace fades. Wow. And now, we're actually in a relatively sustained. The irony of the whole thing is, while I'm bitching, this is a pretty sustained red slice. If you just sort of, stayed on these sell label, like, remember we started this and I was bitching about how slow it is. But if you think about this has been an hour-long trend, and almost all the sell trades were the only sell trade that didn't work was just this unfortunate one where we were right on direction and just execution clipped us out. And this wasn't even execution. This is just bad luck. We simply got stopped by the volatility. It just literally clipped us out. And that's going to happen all the time. That's why, the whole point is you do lots of trades, you do them in small size, you absolutely don't get flustered. One of the great things that David was talking about yesterday is how he doesn't really get affected by any given trade. I'm going to have a really good discussion about this in coaching tomorrow. I'm reading a second book on dopamine, and I think I really have, like, again, I'm taking all of this lessons from the addiction industry, which I know sounds really macabre, but it's really, really useful for trading. And I think I have like a really interesting solution to help you guys, all of you guys who are having issues, not with the strategy, not with execution, but with controlling your own bad impulses. There's some really good exercises that those guys do that I think we can completely retrofit to trading. And I've actually started doing it myself, and it absolutely works. So I'll discuss all of that in coaching. Retrace trade, white dot. Give me a white dot. I need to see 63 on this to get up there. Do I trade pre-market? Yes, Julian. We trade this, which we started at 8 o'clock. Generally, our strategy can be traded literally 24 hours a day because we are scalping. And what I'm insisting on doing today is that we're scalping with trend. We're not trying to buy the lows and sell the highs and get cute. We are just staying to trend, even though there's really very little trend going on here, because even as little a trend as there is, all of the trades we made on direction of the trend worked. The only trade we today that did not work was just literally a bad luck trade. It really was, there was nothing wrong with this trade. It just simply literally clipped us out at the high and then totally went in our direction. But this trade worked. This trade worked. You can see this if you guys want to see it. I just don't want to pollute the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those trades worked very, very nicely. I just want to. Otherwise, it just gets very, very crowded. There's no retrace. No, Dustin, there was no retrace because there's no white dot. I was like, oh, come give me the white dot. It would have been a great short, right? Would have been able to come here and it would have been resolved itself super easily, but doesn't always work. All right, keeping an eye on gold, which is also boring as fuck today. It is still positive trend, short above the long. We have a white dot, so a white dot, green dot puts us back into buying mode if we see something in gold, right? I really don't like this price action in NASDAQ. Even if I get a retrace, I really don't like it because this feels like it's a bottoming. Like the NASDAQ is just finding bottom. They're just trying to. They're really holding in front of the 500 level for now. I get a feeling this is going to be like a V-shaped recovery. So I'm probably gonna. Even if I get a signal, I may not. The only way I really want to get a signal is if I get a purple dot, red dot, where we have a resumption of a downward trend. Then maybe I'll start to get short NASDAQ. But in the meantime, watching gold out of the corner of our eyes, we get a green dot over the next 1 or 2 candles. That's going to give us a buy signal in gold because we're still holding above a 200 SMA. So positive trend. Jedi Master. The easiest way to learn how to trade with me is just sign up for coaching. That's it. That's the only way to learn how to trade with me. Sign up for that, and you will be on your way. I'll take care of you both in getting you prop accounts, getting you access to Kathy, and getting you access to me. So hit that link, go do it, and then hopefully we'll see you in our coaching. I actually have it at 832, Dr. D. I think 24 is a little too tight because gold needs like a $3 envelope to thank you, Dustin. Oh, that was nice. I was just clicking away. I wasn't doing that. Yes. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Dr. D, I think gold needs $3 just as a minimum volatility envelope. So that's why I have a 32 tick. By the way, it was you, Dr. D, was the one that really triggered my whole idea of like trend trading, really hardcore. And you guys can see how this whole week it's just been money, because we've been really on the right side of God. If you're on the right side of trend, you're on the right side of God. That's what we've been doing. So yeah, gotta thank Dr. D. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. Look at this, guys. For all my bitching, we are starting to develop a downward trend. Alas, this is like the third or the fourth run, right? So as I said, we want to take only the 1 or 2 of the best structures we can here. We're just, this is like one of those slow motion car chases. You actually see the car chase, developing, but it's so slow motion that you're almost, hesitant to react. And that's kind of what's happening here. We obviously work much better when the price action is much faster because then we can react really well to the moves. But, it's like lulling us to sleep, but also not giving us the signals we need. Gold totally falls apart, starts to change direction to the downside regime. You can see in the box over here that very soon it's going to turn red. It's going to turn into a downtrend. Here, NASDAQ obviously has been downtrend forever. Well, our little degenerate side bet might be coming true because the 2,500 looks like might be given. So we'll see. Right. Charge the net or cover the baseline. Exactly. Exactly. Did you guys see Alcaraz's new haircut? It's like the funniest thing. Anybody seen that? So apparently he had his brother cut his hair. His brother fucked up. So the only thing they could do was just literally shave him bald. And they're like asking him, how do you feel about this? And he's like, I could give a flying fuck. It's gonna grow back. Like I'm like, he's such a guy. He's such a guy. I had so much respect for him that like most men really could care less, right? It's a haircut. It'll come back. It's not like a emotional trauma for the rest of your life, depending on how your hair looks. I just thought that was hilarious. Down 4,600. Russell going crazy. Yeah, Jim. I can only pay attention to one. I was thinking of hey, should we look at the Dow a little bit? But let's stick to this for a little bit because we might have some trades developing finally. Yeah, we're just we're bleeding down. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those of you guys who trade pure direction could easily just simply press this all the way down. Every single sell signal here is a legit signal. I'm just sort of cutting my own consumption to like 2 of these trades per slice, and it's been ironically enough, this turned into a really nice long slice. And as I said, if you make the bet that there's going to be a sustained trend for the next, if you say to yourself, next hour, I have a lot of confidence that we're going to stay red for a whole hour, then every single signal is a winner. The key thing is, you have to make that assumption. I obviously didn't make that assumption, and I didn't have any confidence that that's what's going to happen. I actually thought it would be a little bit more choppier, but it's clear, we're taking the 500. Maybe the market is kind of front running the fact that the AI bubble is starting to burst, and this is the beautiful thing about the market is it's not static. There's always some guy who's trying to think 3 steps ahead, and he's acting, and the price is going to reflect that regardless of what you think it's supposed to reflect. So we're, the great thing about dots is it kind of shows us what the market is thinking at any given time. Edward, that's a really good question. I don't, but one very cool thing about wealth charts, which I'll show you, is it actually has. I'm gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna look at it today, and I'll tell you tomorrow. It actually has an indicator that shows you yesterday's high and today's low, so you can use that as a reference point on the charts. So they said they actually built that in, which is really nice. I think it has, marginal value, marginal value. But it's it's worthwhile to think about those things. So we did test the 500. All right, popping back up. Maybe we get a retrace trade. This is going to be interesting. So this is, it could be a pretty legitimate retrace trade for us, because deep oversold. $1.48 on the clock. Once it gets to about 30 seconds, we'll try to get interested in the position and see what we can do with it. Um, oh. No, it's not. Really? That's totally coincidental. It got nothing to do with MACD, but that's kind of really interesting. Should we? Wally's saying that there's kind of a MACD overlay here. Look at this. It was so tough. We would have had a nice white dot here, and now we're starting to break down to the lows. Another sell label. Also possible first sell momentum dot in gold that I'm watching. But this is fun. Let's. I'm just curious. If I added MACD. That's kind of interesting. Look at that. I guess it gets just the green dots on the MACD. It's kind of, yeah, I didn't even realize that. That's sort of interesting. It makes sense. You guys want to keep the MACD on, have fun. That's ticks, Jay. Dow up, NASDAQ down. Yeah, Tony, probably should be looking at Dow. I'm just sort of, I committed to trading 2 instruments today. So let's, just for a little time, we're now at kind of mid mark, and now we're actually at a third of our mark. Let's switch around to the Dow. Let's forget the gold. Gold is done, pretty much done. Usually after 9 o'clock, gold is pretty much done as a trade. So let's look at the Dow, because Tony, is pointing out to the Dow, there is clearly some really interesting. So Dow, for example, right now is a buy the dip trade. Can I get into the Dow? Let me see. Let's just go to let's just trade the Dow. Let's do YMU. We'll switch to the Dow. Right? I'm going to buy this, right? Let me make sure I have it right. Let me get the brackets. The Dow should be, we traded Dow with 1440 on the Dow. Right? Close. Let's buy this. So let's see if this is going to work for us. So, we're long the Dow here. Which account is this? 16. This is a 16. So we're going to start trading the Dow now just a little bit, because gold is really boring. NASDAQ is really boring. And Dow may be able to give us a little more action. Let me just make sure. Then we got to do YMU. Okay. So here's the Dow. So we're in at 75, right? And actually, if it comes down to 60, we're going to buy some more. So on the Dow right now, because Dow is positive bid with a purple dot, which is a retrace entry for us. And with the Dow, we're trading 14.4. It's a pretty good position. As I said, we're going to get into, if we get 60, we will manage it. But like here we are, 89 is a target. I'm actually curious, can I pull this lower? Yeah, I think I can do this. Let me see if I can get this. I was just trying to get 10 out of it, and it just disappeared on me. So that happens. But I think it'll be okay. Let's see if we can get up to 85. Come on. Come on. Get up there. There we go. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. And it actually would have gone all the way to 89. But, just yet another good example of, hey, we took a retrace trade. I shortened my target a little bit just to kind of get myself out of the situation because I wasn't, I just want to take a quick profit. But this was a nice, clean example of, very good, retrace trade at work. Oh, and speaking of which, we missed the retrace trade in NASDAQ, which was good because it would have stopped us out pretty much. So, and one of the reasons why I kind of thought this might be a problem after all of this deep selling is because this was really, really oversold. We had 4 separate sell angles. The retrace trades are going to work really well at the beginning of the trend. At the bottom of the trend, they're not going to work that well, right? This is the beginning of a trend. You buy in the retrace trade at the beginning of a trend, it worked. This is like almost at the end of it. We've had an hours and a half worth of trend. So it's a much more dangerous trade. If you want to make your candles smaller or larger, there's a plus minus sign on both of these charts, on TradingView and on this. You simply click it over here, plus minus, and that will make your candles larger or smaller. Although I got to tell you, so let's say I was in at 22, in at 28. No, you would have been stopped out. This would have been a bullshit trade. I'm glad I didn't take this trade. All right, so now we can look at, for the next hour, we can look at the Dow NASDAQ trades and see how those go and see what happens. But you're right, Tony. Second day in a row, we have, NAS down, Dow up, because I guess of NVIDIA impact. By the way, look how cool the Dow, momentum trades would have been. Purple, red over here, you would have been in at 80, went to 90, but then it came back down to 70 very nice and easily. You had some nice trades there. Dow positive bid. Yeah, I have not sent. I did not send them out just yet. I have not sent. I have to create a like a little form to send them out for you guys. Ma, were you able to resize your grid? What is a red outline on the bar? This is, you mean like why is the candle red? Why is the candle green? Candle is red if it's below the moving average and green if it's above the moving average. That's all. It ignores the actual open low close. Because I wanted to tell me if it's positive trend or negative trend momentum. That's all. I don't care how it closes relative to the next candle. I care where it's where it stays within trend, because we're trading always trend. We're always trading trend, right? I don't know. I haven't seen that happen. Sometimes the candle will turn blue. Blue just simply means it's right on the moving average. That's all. So nothing much going on here. Now, okay, here's a cool little look. If the Dow holds bid and we start to go get a green dot, I would go along this, because that'll be a white dot, green dot. I don't care if there's a red dot in between. That's still a legit Well, now we have a white dot. So we have a white dot, green dot structure anyways. That'd be a legit trade for us to take. Yeah, okay. That's fine, Sandy. So still pretty quiet. I will say this. I think like market close today, like the hour between 4 and 5 is going to be a really interesting hour to trade. There's going to be lots of really interesting moves over there. White dot, come on, white dot Dow. Dow, get up there. Let's see what anybody else is saying. Is there anything on the news? Are we all just really bored out of our minds? Where's on the headlines? So this is the NVIDIA Wednesday after the close with Wall Street watching to see AI leader can justify $4 trillion valuation. Stock is 35% up year to date, and options apply a 6.1 post earnings swing. That's a big swing, and it probably is going to beat that. Interesting. That's so cute. That is so cute. Okay, white dot, green dot on the Dow. So we can go to our wealth charts. We get a green dot on the Dow. We get a chance to trade this to the upside. $12 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds. 4 seconds. No trade. But the cool thing about this more relaxed version of the setup is if the next one has a green dot, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it if it gives the next dot. But it's 2 minutes away, so we can come back to it in a second and watch it. No, we're going to ignore the slope. We're going to ignore the slope on this particular move because if you notice that there are a lot of examples where the slope is we're basically relying on the fact that it's an uptrend. The idea here is it's a deep buy in an uptrend, like meaning it's a buy from the lows in an uptrend, and the slope is going to catch up to it, right? This is going to catch up to it. Minute 6 seconds left on the clock. Still rocking along. No signal so far. NASDAQ is giving us a white dot, green dot, but it's against trend. So tempted as we are to want to play with it, we're not going to play with it. Dow crashes. Man, it is total fake out today. That's fine. I mean, the cool thing is, you notice I'm doing Dick All, which is exactly what I should be doing. It's a very scientific term that we use in New York. because we don't have any signals, so we have no trades. We can just chill out and watch the churn and burn go ahead. And so many people, I was watching the Twitter feed. So many people on Twitter are like, "Oh man, I had a horrible day. I blew my account. I can't believe it. I'm trading terribly." I'm like, "Why?" Like I was really shocked. Like yesterday was a great day for all of us. I'm like, why? Why was it a bad day? It's a bad day because these people are projecting much larger ranges, much bigger trades, and they're getting whipsawed left and right. We're just we sit tight. And if we get a 1-2 point opportunity, we take it, and otherwise we just don't do anything. It keeps us out of trouble. Can you enable buy-sell labels in well charts or just trading view? No, you can do this in well charts too. Are you talking about this little bar, buy market, sell market? This little bar, it's called the trading bar. I forgot what I forgot where here it is. It's called collapse trading bar. I can collapse it, or I can reignite it. And it makes it like really, really easy. And you can also join ask, join bid. There's like really, really cool buttons on here to help you run it. Oh, sorry guys. I'm talking and I totally missed. We had another retrace buy right over here on the Dow. That would have been a nice little pop, but it already resolved. So we will leave it alone. Sorry, I was not paying attention. Should have been buying this right here. But that was that's another good one. Oh, there's no buy sell labels on well charts. No, those are not enabled. Why are you taking positions, Jazz? You see me taking positions right now? What should you be doing right now? You should be doing dick all, right? There's no positions. I mean, the only position that was legitimate was this buy in the Dow, but I just got distracted. But there's no positions. We haven't had a trade in like 20 minutes because there's been no positions, right? Yes, days are choppy, right? So a couple of things. One, it's August. Remember, it's August by its very definition is going to be choppy. Two, nothing's going on because everybody's waiting for NVIDIA. I told you. But even within there, right, you should only take positions when you have a reasonable setup. Like right now, we have a white dot, green dot set up possibly in the Dow, right? It's with trend. Right. The most important part is we trade with trend. The second most important part is do we take a retrace or a momentum move? And unless we get two of those things going in our direction, we don't do anything. Right. So in this case, we took this retrace trade that worked out nicely. We just simply got too distracted by taking this trade. This would have been a 60 buy and it went up to 82. Would have been nice. You could have easily made 10 points there. That's it. This is a counter trend trade. It's very tempting. It's a white dot, green dot trade showing you from deep oversold to possible trend. But we're not going to take it because it's against trend. Whether it works or not is immaterial. Totally immaterial. Right? But you're right. Even with all these things, it's really, you snooze, you lose. You got to be the trend becomes an enemy, but you're only going to take trades. Okay, so one of the better ways, which is why I'm trying to tell you, is if trend is not working really well for you on a breakout basis, then it definitely works for you on a retrace basis. Today we did 7 retrace trades, I think, or 8 retrace trades. All of them worked. And the way we do the retrace trade is, we're buying here. If it goes, in Dow, it would be like minus 10 or minus 12 against us. We buy again, and then boom, resolve an entry, and you're virtually assured of resolving the trade, right? if you're struggling with trend, you always want to buy on retrace, because then you're buying it at the best possible value, right? All right, great. Tony, you got me into the Dow, and now the Dow is doing nothing. So we can't even make any trades in the Dow. Everything is kind of quiet. By the way, you see this white dot, green dot? Yes, it worked. It worked in NASDAQ. You know, you were long 46. It's at 56. It would have absolutely worked. That's not the point. The point is that, you know, we want to just, if we're trying to stay to one side of the market today, to trend. And I know in a market like today, where it's just, you know, a roller coaster of chop, you don't necessarily, staying to trend is not the best of strategies, but it's much more important to just practice trend trading as a structure, so that it just completely becomes embedded in your mindset. Oh yeah. I'm sorry you're having a tough day, Jazz. Do me a favor, if you can, come to coaching this Thursday. I think I'm going to be able to help you. And if you can't come to coaching, just watch the coaching, okay? Because I really do have a solution for you, and it's a good one. And a lot of it is what I'm kind of trying to do with you right now. And you see, guys, by the way, okay, so let's deconstruct this retrace trade, like just one, So I'm long 59, right? And it definitely resolved over here, but let's imagine it didn't resolve, right? I'm long 59. I could have bought 49, 10 down, and boom, resolved back at 59, right? So it totally worked here. By the way, as I'm talking right now, we have a white dot, green dot structure, 49 seconds left. So kind of legitimate, trade for, oops, sorry, what did I just do here? Kind of legitimate structure for us to take on this. Let's see if this works. 21 seconds left. White dot, green dot. Yes, I know there's a purple dot in between, but we're above trend and we're skipping. As long as we got that condition working, we're going to try and take that as a momentum trade. It's just got to hold. So I'm going to be buying market here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Buy market. All right, I'm in at 80. Target is going to be 90. Let's see if the Dow wants to cooperate. I'm actually going to pull it down to 90 just for shits and giggles. Let's see if it wants to cooperate. And we're done. And that cooperates. Thank you, souls. Nice for you to say that. Again, we just followed, followed the simple rule, right? And we're trading today in a really shitty trend environment, and we're still able to bank those trend trades continuously. Tony, you take that YM trade? Anybody else take the YM trade with me? Nice. All right, now things are getting interesting. We have a retrace trade at pretty close to to the to the 200 period SMA. Is it worth it for us to give it a shot? Yes, it is. We're going to try and take this on the short side. So I'm short this on a retrace trade. I actually got to go 82 to give myself the full scope of the move. And then, if it comes back, so where am I in? I'm in at 62. If it comes up to 69, we'll add to the position. And then, then we'll work from there. Either this is a total V-shape reversal. I'm going to eat this, or I'm still betting on the fact that the downtrend is a dominant trend, and I'm able to capture this retrace move. Oh. Oops. All right. We're in on the second position. Gonna try to see if we can recover. And we recovered the second one, recovered the first one. I'm just going to get out of the first one. It was a very, very fast move. The first trade, instantaneously gave us the profit. I took the second trade out, and that was good. I mean, it was ugly, but it was good. We were able to, to get out and resolve this whole trade. But yeah, I mean, it's either a V-shaped move or it's kind of die out. It really turned out to be much more of a V-shaped move, but with a 1-2 entry on the retrace move, we're able to at least get out of the positions. Definitely a tight operation over here. And obviously, people are going to say to me, Boris, you're selling a retrace trade against a super green slope. You're absolutely right. That probably was a very, very this wasn't just the green slope. It was a sharply angled slope, right? It's telling you that this is really a V-shaped move. So probably that's not the right thing to do. V-shaped in retrace against obviously a red slope is really, really good. A retrace against a flat green slope might be good, but against this sharply angled green slope, that probably was kind of a stupid trade. So we got lucky, which is always better than being good. But yeah, we definitely did that. So we did, we totally bottomed the 500 and coming right back up. Now the interesting part is this going to contain us? And we're going to start, are we going to resume a red move? Like, is the slope going to turn red? Or is NASDAQ really kind of turning around? And now we're going to just really create a nice, clean, hour-long upward trend. The Dow continues to stay in a nice, clean upward trend and continues to give us positive buy trades. I'm watching the Dow here. Dow's giving us another retrace entry here. Is this a purple trade? 8 seconds left, and it goes away. It goes away. Okay, no trade on the Dow, but nice thought. Oh, sorry guys, man. I got a cold again. My nose is starting to really. Where do you go for coaching? You have to just be part of our coaching. Hang on, I'll put the link in. You got to be part of our coaching session. I thought you were a coaching member. NAS climbing all the way back up to possibly positive trend. Really interesting. Wow. It's like, Tony, it's like, it's almost like a comedy, right? One goes up, one goes down. It's really amazing that there's like no correlation between the Dow and there's actually anti-correlation between now and the Nasdaq. You may think so, but it's not. I mean, that's true. It is exactly what's happening. But it's not happening that way because it's doing it to you. It's happening that way because you're doing it to it. You're doing it yourself. Okay. What I'm saying to you is the market doesn't blow you up and then goes directly in your direction. You blow yourself up because you were too eager, or you weren't patient enough to find the opportunity, and then the market begins to move. So it's not doing it to you. You're doing it to you, but it feels like somebody else is doing it to you. Believe me, I've been there. No, nobody gets more frustrated than me. Rick says he's got 27, 25 Ks. I'm going to stay pure by only trading trend, but I see many good trends. Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole, Rick. That's the whole point of multiple accounts. That's the beauty. That's the freedom of trading prop, is that you don't have to stick to one rule. You can be completely and totally flexible. Completely and totally flexible. Yes. If you're trading, what I decided as far as live trading stuff with you guys, we're going to do just one. For me to switch accounts is to create lots of execution issues for me, and I don't want to do that. When I'm by myself and I'm trading TradeAvate underneath there, it takes 5 seconds to switch account. The doggies here. Somebody. I can do it myself, but I can't do it when I'm trading live with you. So I just decided I'm going to trade one account, trend only. But yes, when you're trading by yourself, you can do multiple screens, multiple accounts. It's all really, really easy. And with wealth charts, it's super easy because you can do different strategy for different tab and a different, actually literally different screen. If you guys want to see, this is a cool thing. Let me find it for you. Just 1 second. For those of you guys who are laptop warriors, let me find this for you. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, this one. Let me give you this. Let me give you this link. So I love this. This is actually really a lot of fun. Again, Boca guys. Let me go over here. So now, the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Just here, I'm going to give this to you over here. Just bring this up here. Okay, so this is a very, very cool thing. It's actually a triple monitor, right? You got your laptop. It works much better with the Windows than it does with the Mac. With the Mac, you have to do a driver install, but Windows doesn't need. It's literally plug and play. So if you have a Lenovo, if you're a management consultant, road warrior like I am, and you have your Lenovo, it literally gives you 3 screens, but it's vertical, so it's super, super small footprint. And it's really cool. Like you could literally take it to the airport, trade 3 screens, and trade 3 separate accounts. It's totally, totally cool. Let me give you the link here. Oh, they discounted it even more. Where is this link? Here it is. Copy link. Okay, here we go. Yes, coaching is $597. That's correct. So that's the Amazon link, guys. Kind of fun. Oh, we're breaking up into the upper level. Now, Dow, purple dot, right? So purple dot on the retrace dot. 11 seconds left. Let's go over here. Let's see if we can make this happen. All right, we're long here. I'm long at 87. And if it comes down to 77. We're gonna get long. Maybe like no, we're just gonna come down to like 72. We're gonna get long again. Oh man, I could actually buy it from here, and then we can just adjust it. Or actually, what I can do is I forgot we can actually put a limit order in here, right? And if it comes in, hits me, I forgot that this is a really cool thing about wealth charts is I could actually put a limit order in here. All right, you know what? I'm going to move this over here a little bit to 96. Let me see if I can get this done. Come, baby, come to Papa. Come to Papa. Let's go. Come on. Oh, God damn it. There we go. Come on. It was in there. Trade me. There we go. So done on that. All right. Another retrace. Again, you're in trend. You buy in the retrace. You make a nice clean trade. There you go. Why does my gold chart 2 look different with my? Because I'm trading futures, Alan. You're trading CFDs. Come trade CFDs. It's going to be a completely different price. Okay, that's why. Are you saying you're getting it, Dustin? You're getting the idea? So, Alan, we're trading futures. You're trading CFDs. If you're interested in trading CFDs, I trade those Tuesday, Wednesday, but not this week because I can't. But yeah, you're getting a trading process. That's awesome. All right. Fucking NAS. Look at this. Positive bid. First buy. It almost isn't, we have a crossover. Is this a kosher trade? It's more or less a kosher trade. We'll give it a shot. If this holds as a buy. But what happened to my thing? Oh, shit. Flatten. Okay. Sorry. I left another limit order on the Dow, and it kind of came back down to my limit order. Okay. I flattened it out. Sorry. That's the problem with, like, if you leave a limit order, you're not paying attention. I should have canceled it. Okay. Good job on that. This long NQ seems risky. It does seem a little risky, but we're going to today is all about taking trend trades in within our structure, right? So let's do it. It's got to hold though. We got to have the green dot's got to hold 13, 14 seconds. But let's give it a shot. I'm going to wait for the candle to close. It's got to close. All right, long enough. We're in there. We're in there. 609 is a target. Do or die, baby. Thank you, Enzo. That's really, really nice of you to say. I'm actually gonna screenshot this testimonial because it's a good one and I want to keep it. Thank you very much. It's actually a good description of what I try and do here with you guys. And actually, who was it? Christopher was saying he's going to wait for the retrace, which is the retrace trade is coming in right now. He's probably doing the right thing. I'm just sort of taking the systematic trade, which we all agree probably not the best trade because we've had a huge move here. So the retrace trade is probably the much better entry here on the thing. And I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with you guys earlier, which is I'm going to take the retrace trade as a separate trade if it shows up. As a separate trade if it shows up. It actually does show up, right? So we bought the retrace trade here, and this is my sell stop on the retrace. So we're going to manage them two completely separate ways. So I'm in at, what the fuck am I in? At 97. And if it comes down to 90, I'm a buyer more for the retrace trade. And if it doesn't, it does. You know, if it goes up, then we take the trade. But Christopher was absolutely right in that that's the more intelligent trade to take. You know. Now I'm actually going to take all of my trades out right now. Come on, get out. I'm going to take them all out simply because, you know, remember we talked about yesterday, when do I exit early? And I said there were three times when I exit early. When I screw up execution, that's really, you know, a really good reason to exit, meaning that I knew that like in this case, it was really not a great trade. And that's, you know, there's two ways to screw up execution: when you just simply do a bad job of entering, or because you're entering into what is not really a great trade, right? So that's a good time to exit early. A second time to exit early is if you're literally like, you know, on the wrong side, you took a trade that really wasn't there, but there was no signal. And the third time was when you saw news, you were fronting the news, and fronting the news obviously is something you don't want to be in front of. Retrace trade worked. You guys see how well? Yes. And you know, you were absolutely right. The retrace trade was the right trade. You actually, you were the one that convinced me to get out of my trade early, because I said, oh fuck, I'm in the momentum trade. And then, you know, I had the second trade as a retrace trade, and I just simply, it's too hard for me to manage them separately. So I just said, I'm going to get out of all of them early. But as you said, you know, you came in at 97. It was very easily done. It's, you know, 607. You would have more than enough points to work. So, you know, all good. You know, you guys are doing really well. I forget, this is like number 10, number 11 on the retrace front that that has worked for us. So, you know, we're in good shape. Ugh. Just watching the Dow, by the way, which obviously a completely separate story, very different story from NASDAQ in a sense. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm sorry for my allergies, guys. In a sense that it's, you know, it's a very different footprint than what NASDAQ is doing. A nice V-shaped full recovery, and it's really starting to take good trend. And it's starting to make easy trades on the trend side. This is starting to sort of stall a little bit. But just even if we were to play the game here, let's say I bought the 80s, and then I bought 72s, right, over here. The exit would have been at 80. This whole thing is already way above 80. You know, I would have been able to exit actually right over here. So I would have been able to resolve the retrace trade in the Dow. The Dow, I just simply took the first exit, because because I had a good entry into position. But if I didn't have a good entry, and I had the second entry, I would still been able to resolve the doubt. Yes, that's really super good point. If this is what you mean, what Fabio is saying is, this is the bullshit. Let me. Oh God, hold on a second. I want to. Where is this thing? Here it is. I think it's the box, right? Rectangle. What Fabio is saying is, this is garbage. Like, you don't want to be in this thing because the price is very close. The moving averages are close. Where you want to be is when you start being over here. Once you're a little bit elevated above the moving averages, you're in great shape. At least here you have opportunities. Here, it's just chop city. And unfortunately, when you see, a lot of Asia session trade, you're actually very much in this flat zone, right? Which is why you got to be very careful in how you trade here, because it's all really, really choppy. Like, this is really, really choppy. And he's right to say that that's not the great opportunities. Just like this was, very, very choppy for us over here. But then it eventually broke. Unfortunately, it broke a little too late for us. And now it's starting to break the other way. So if we get up to like 630, 640, and this thing starts to widen out, that's going to give us a lot more confidence that there's continuity in the trend. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I think everybody's starting to not only just pick out the good trades, but everybody's starting to see where the bad trades are and, staying out of those as well. What? Who the fuck is this? Oh. Okay. Rick, there is really no summary of my system. My system is traded in real time all the time. The basic idea behind our structure. Let me hang on a second. Actually, maybe let me pull up the right. Just bear with me a sec, guys. I'll get the slide. Image file. Where the hell is this? Rules. Okay. These are the rules, right? And as I said, I'm gonna make a PDF of this. I'll send you like a form link, and you'll be able to fill it out and get them. But the basic rules is we're always trading to trend, and we want a few components to comport to our trend. But within this particular structure, this little signal table, we have lots of nuances and variations that complement these ideas. But the basic idea always is you want to be buying when, or you want to be selling when the moving averages are below each other and buying when they're above. And then within that, you want to be buying certain combination of dots in terms of your entries. And it really comes down to, do you want to buy momentum or do you want to buy retrace? But ultimately, you always want to buy the trend or you want to sell the trend. The trend is the dominant trade. We try not to do any sell trades when the trend is up here. Try not to do any buy trades when the trend is down here, even if there's many multiple opportunities. We do have counter trend structures, but to keep it simple, we wanted today, especially in marathon, I really wanted to stay to one side of the market, right? To stay to one side of the market which is the trend side. So as I said, we always want to be buying when the short is above the long. We want to be selling over, either selling or doing nothing, either buying or doing nothing. That's kind of like the idea of where we want to stay here, Rick, in terms of our structure. That keeps us pretty much on the right side of the market as much as possible. Oh, hey. White dot, green dot, right? 14 seconds. Shall we play it? Let's play it. Oh my God, man, my nose. I'm gonna have to go, guys, soon because this is really killing me. My allergies are really killing me. All right, let's go long. All right, we're long at 16. 16 is the target on the white dot, green dot. Come on, baby. Oh. 15, 16. Come on. Here's the TradingView ladder. Do you guys know? I meant to ask you guys. I'm actually curious. Do you know how we can do a bracket order in TradingView ladder? I have to Google this because it's really bad. Like the well charts is so much better as far as the ladder structure goes. This one is just really horrible as far as its the ability. Like I have to always do it off the presets. But I wonder if I could. I wish I could do a preset here. Like I could go, bid here. If it triggers, it does a stop and a target. All right, Jazz. Good to see you, man. Have a good day. All right, this was super close. All right, guys, quick reminder. Don't forget, today's the last day for Apex, right? So whether you're part of our crew or not, absolutely get the Apex accounts right now and nail them down. You're gonna get an email, Jazz, and I'll set you up with the indicators and everything else. And then you're gonna get the coaching tomorrow. I sent out the coaching link the day of. We're always coaching Thursdays at 7 p.m. And I'll be sending out that link. How many do I recommend? I recommend you get like 5 because you're gonna need them. 525s or 550s, because you're gonna want to trade different strategies, different structures, different stuff. It's gonna make a huge difference. No problem, Jazz. Any issues, just email me and I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. Go have a good day. Enjoy yourself. We'll start fresh tomorrow. Very welcome, Dustin. I'm still long the as. Yeah, you can see me. I'm still hanging in here. It's a very brutal trade. I'll be honest with you. And probably Christopher's going to laugh at me because this purple dot is probably going to be the trade that's going to work. The thing that was brutal about, there were 2 trades that did not work in our sessions today, right? And they literally missed by a tick, right? This one, the exit was 75 and the high was 25. I just literally missed the sweep by half a point. And that's really brutal. But that happens, that's just the nature of the beast. The day is going to be like this, where 1 or 2 of those trades are going to just miss your target a little bit. I generally, this is the reason why I always try to do a bid ask on the entry on these things, but sometimes you can do everything and it's just not going to work. So this is going to be the second trade. We did about 15 trades that worked, and this is probably going to be the second trade that doesn't work, and that's perfectly okay because that's the ratio we want to do. We have far, far, far more trades that worked that didn't. If you sort of think about it just on a R&R basis, it's a 1 to 3 R&R, 15 trades to the good, 2 to the bad. So it's 15 minus 6, it's 9 to the good on all the trades, right? That we traded. But yeah, this is just brutally tough if this doesn't work. Yes, my ticks are a set number. I put them up earlier, which is like on the breakout trades, I use 2060. You can actually literally see the name of the setup has the name of the ticks. It's a 2060. And now, so we get stopped out. But here, okay, we have a retrace trade, right? We have a retrace trade here. And now we get a chance to maybe trade our retrace, which is really interesting. It's a big decline. NASDAQ is coming down. But this is interesting because I think, let me just give it a shot here. Just 1 second. Let me come in on the trade. Okay, I'm in on the trade. And it's 91.75 as a target. We're in it. We're in it. And the retrace trade worked like a charm, right? Retrace trade worked, boom, super, super fast. I didn't even need to work it out. So this is like, I think the 14th or the 15th retrace trade that is consecutively worked. Like if all we did was retrace trades, we literally would have no losers at all today. So the only losers were the momentum trades, right? But even, you don't know that ahead of time. But I started out by saying, if I'm going to do, the only trade I would do if I was kind of starting and wanting to trade trend is I would try to do the retrace trade because that's the lowest risk, highest possibility of resolution that you're going to get. And today was a really, really good example of all of this because you saw so many retrace trades and all of them worked, right? Christopher, did you take the you take that retrace trade? You probably did, right? Did you take that retrace trade? Yeah, good for you. So Christopher is a really good example of somebody who's been in the room for a little bit, had a whole bunch of questions, had a whole bunch of suggestions, ideas, modifications, all sorts of stuff that sort of refined his own style, which is really what it's all about, right? And now, I introduce a new idea, but it's against the same construct. It's against the same system structure that we have in place, and he instantaneously gets it. And he's already trading better than me because once you understand the general structure, which is you want to trade trend, you want to scalp the trend, you want to trade momentum within that trend, you want to manage your stops and targets reasonably. Everything else becomes very, very natural after a while, and that's what I'm hoping everybody else who's in the room, who's new to us, gets, which is that basically once you understand the overall structure, you can then modify your own entries and exits really nicely and get it done very well. All right, good job on everybody on the retrace trades. And again, you see that buying that really creates trend at value. But it's my favorite little saying. I don't know why I'm just amused by that, but I love corporate speak. It's like I'm the new Cracker Barrel. I'm gonna call it very PC, trend at value. So hopefully you guys like that. Anyways, we had a good day today. We had a lot of trades today. Literally 15-2, I believe. I stopped counting a long time ago. Maybe if one of you guys counted, but you can watch on a replay. Just a huge amount, ratio positive. And of course, the two that we took, one was just bad luck. The other one was, the two of them were bad lucks. They were not bad trades. They were bad lucks. And that happens. And that's why, that's why we trade the way we do. But yeah. I'm glad you really liked the masterclass. Jose Manuel Panchero Paz. I love your name. I love all the Spanish names that have like 55 different names behind them. It reminds me of like the Russian names also have a first name, patronymic, and last name, but they're nowhere near as cool as the Spanish names. I'm glad you guys really liked the masterclass. Totally cool. Anyways, regular trading tomorrow. A really good marathon. I think we did did anybody count? I stopped counting a long time ago, and I don't have the patience to go out there and look, but I really think we're like around 15-2, 16-2 on the win rate, which is really nice. And if we just traded retraces, it was all wins. And that was the key thing that I kind of wanted to introduce you is retrace and trend, the way we traded with the dots, really, really, really powerful opportunity for us, right? Okay, my friends, I got to run because my nose is killing me. Really good marathon session today. I see everybody regular time tomorrow. Those of you guys, okay, please don't forget, get the Apex accounts before they disappear like the Cinderella, and get my coaching if you want. I'll see you guys tomorrow in coaching. Thank you again so much. Everybody have a wonderful day. Chris already made an acronym for this called TAV trades. Thank you guys. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.